What's up, guys? We are back with another Marvel Legends review, taking a look at a Walmart exclusive figure that is just starting to hit in various places and hasn't really hit across the US yet. But we're taking a look at the Walmart exclusive Black Widow, the gray suit Black Widow. Definitely, out of all the Black Widow figures that we're getting anytime soon, the one that I most wanted by a wide margin, because there's a lot of nostalgia going on with this particular figure. So we've got her here in the standard Marvel Legends packaging, but of course a little bit different because she's an exclusive. So figure and all of her crazy array of accessories in the window, Black Widow logo down there on the bottom. You've got some artwork of her on the side, and then the back of the box has got a product shot and a bio, but of course this is also done up in a gray motif, so kind of play up the costume. So familiar stuff, but a little bit different. So let's do it. Let's pull her out and take a look. And here she is out of the package, our gray suit Black Widow figure. I'll be the first to say that Black Widow has never been a character that I've truly cared all that much about. She's certainly not anywhere near my top anything list, really. But when it comes to this particular look, I had to get her because, well, I mean, my mind instantly goes to Uncanny X-Men 268, her, Wolverine, and Cap on the cover. This, of course, is not exactly that look, but it's damn close, so I wanted this figure specifically because, you know, it kind of has some nostalgia there for me, but then also because this figure just comes with so much stuff. And then, you know, to cap it all off, it has what is one of the most striking head sculpts I think I've seen on a Legends figure in a long time, especially a female figure. So let's see how she moves around first. We're not really going to be too surprised here because, well, frankly, this entire figure is something that we saw pretty recently. The overwhelming majority of it is basically the Retro Dazzler that we just got. It's like the exact same figure as far as the body and then as far as the jacket as well, well, except for the inner collar here. So the head can look up. And she can only go that far because she's going to hit that inner collar. She goes down. She can bobble side to side. She's got a little attitude, and then she's got full rotation. The arms do go out at the shoulders. They rotate. You've got your swiveling single-jointed elbow for about 90 degrees. You've got hinges and rotation at the wrist. You've got your diaphragm cut, so she goes all the way around. You will get some gapping if you go too far back, but she does have a pretty good range of motion, honestly. You can get her going pretty far. Legs go only about that far out, which is pretty minimal. They kick forward really high, though. They don't go back all that much, but they do go back a little. You've got your thigh cuts, double jointed knees, of course, and then you've got rocker and you've got hinges down at those ankles. So she's pretty standard for Marvel Legends. There's really nothing crazy here. Nothing missing, but not really anything extra either. That said, though, I didn't buy this figure because she was specifically extra dynamic. I bought this figure because of the look, plain and simple. That's really all it comes down to. The figure looks absolutely stellar. I think they really knocked this one out of the park. Now, as far as a woman in a gray unitard, basically, there's not a whole lot to get wrong here, and the colors look really good throughout the entire figure, and it's just a great, great design. That's really all it comes down to. It works so well for this character. Now, of course, a lot of that has to do with our head sculpt here, but the rest of the figure is solid. The body's really nice. The stingers on the wrist are removable, which we'll talk about more, and of course they can spin around a little bit. They've got some of that marbly metallic plastic going on for the gold look. You've got the free-floating belt full of pouches. Very, very retro there. And then you've got the half jacket going on here. So the sleeves go down to the elbows, and you've got the actual half breast part of the jacket there as well. Little A on the shoulders for the Avengers there. And then you've got her actual Black Widow emblem on her chest, and then it's also painted on her back as well. Of course, you know, the jacket's going to obscure a lot of that, but it is there. What you can see right here, very crisp and clean, not hazy, not fuzzy, not bleeding anywhere. Same for this one too. It's honestly surprisingly good, as well are the A's on the jacket. Everything here, I mean, it's pretty basic stuff. There's nothing too outlandish when it comes to this figure, when it comes to this design, but it's implemented really well. Everything kind of comes together to make an incredibly solid figure. And of course, it's capped off with arguably one of my favorite female head sculpts in a very long time when it comes to Legends. There is really nothing about this that I would change. I think they did a tremendous job on just the sculpt work, and the painting itself is really well done. There is a lot of little detail that you may not pick up on until you actually get her in hand, from like the eyeliner, the colors of the eyes, the actual lip liner around the outer edges of her lipstick itself. There's a little bit more going on than just slapping some red paint on those lips. There's a little bit of a dark outline there, which looks really tremendous. You've got the little curl of hair that comes down to kind of give her a little asymmetrical look on the face. Of course, it does cover up one of those incredibly well painted eyes, but it works really well, and it is, of course, part of that look from this era. The hair sculpt, really well done. Nice kind of crimson red in there with a tremendous amount of wash to bring out that sculpt. There's just so much going on here. It looks incredibly badass, frankly. Like, you would not want to mess with this woman just based on this head sculpt alone. She looks like she's ready to throw down, but everything about it is just top notch. Again, one of my favorite female head sculpts in, I don't know, I can't remember when. Now, when it comes to accessories, that's where things get, well, they get really crazy with this figure, because she comes with a tremendous amount of stuff. Just as much stuff as you could really expect a Black Widow figure to come with, at least this version, the one where she was heavily using her stingers, and frankly, I am really happy with everything we got, save for one maybe confusion point or just a bit of frustration. So to start with, we have got a whole bunch of extra stuff as far as the stingers go. So like I mentioned, her actual stinger cartridges on her wrist are removable. They come off. She has 2 fist hands in the box. So she's got those, but she's also got 2 style pose hands. So, you know, we see these a lot with like magic users or energy projection user figures, things like that. But they work really well for her, just action poses or for shooting as well. And then as you can see, I've already swapped one out. So she has a couple different sets of stinger effect pieces that peg into different stinger cartridges. So the whole thing comes off, and then you put another one on. So you've got that one, and then you've also got this one. So these are after use, where you've got little wisps of smoke coming out, which frankly are going above and beyond as far as what we would normally get from Hasbro. So I love the inclusion of this. The fact that they're not the same, even better. And then we've got 2 that are actually firing stingers. So same thing, pop them off, put these on, and then you've got a set of neutral, a set of firing, and then a set of smoking ones, which, I mean, realistically, at the end of the day, I'd have been perfectly happy with that, but they gave us her jetpack as well. This thing is where my confusion / frustration came in, because I had a hell of a time putting this on her. Obviously, it's on her, and it fits pretty snugly. It does kind of get in the way a little bit of her arm movement, but it looks really good. I just didn't really know what they were intending for me to do. Nothing came apart on the figure, so I just had to sort of shimmy the damn thing over top of it. It fits her really well. It's not going anywhere, so now I have to figure out how to get it off of her, but it does look really good. It's got that marbly metallic plastic. We've got a little bit of tampography there as well for the emblem. There's no real paint on it, and then we've got the effect, the thrust blaster parts coming out of it, so just kind of translucent orange. This is the effect piece that they mentioned, I think it was Toy Fair, where they said that they were going to be implementing things you could use across different figures. So these are the things you can put into Doom's backpack as well. And they work really well. I mean, it just makes for a great package. You know, this is already an outstanding looking figure, but the amount of stuff you can do with her really elevates her to a different level, because frankly, she just comes with everything except a gun. But this was, again, the instance, the time period where her stingers were the big thing, and honestly, I think they're far cooler than any pistols she'd be holding anyway. So if you haven't already picked up on it, this is a winner. You should get it, even if you're only remotely a Black Widow fan. This is definitely something that a lot of folks are truly going to enjoy, because there's just so much good stuff going on with this figure. She moves well, you can get her into some really solid poses, but she looks so fantastic. This look obviously has some nostalgia factor for me. She doesn't exactly look like that 268 Uncanny cover. She didn't have the jacket there, but I'm really glad that they gave her the jacket here, because it ratchets up the cool factor quite a bit. And I can't overstate that enough. The cool factor on this figure is incredibly high. That head sculpt is tremendous, and she just comes with a humongous array of accessories. That jetpack is a little confusing and slightly frustrating for me, but at the end of the day, it's not even remotely a concern compared to the rest of this figure and everything that it does right. So that's going to do it for this look at the Walmart exclusive Black Widow. Let me know what you guys think. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and until next time.